This week on the Convincing Idiots podcast, episode 158, Dean, we're going to talk about celebrity eBay auctions, auctioning off weird and fun things to benefit the writers who are on strike. Vanna White has signed for another 2 years with the Wheel of Fortune. What are some of our favorite game shows, and what makes a good game show in our opinion? We're going to tell you about that. And we might be lame. We understand that. We appreciate it. We embrace it. But we're going to talk about some of our favorite lamest villains in movie and television. All that and much, much more pop culture and nerdy stuff on this week's episode of Convincing Idiots. Hang with us. Keep watching, keep listening, and let's start the show.
All right. Test. Test. Call it again?
Convincing Idiots.
Convincing Idiots.
Called it ham gravy.
I informed them that I sided with the Statman, not just anyone's opinion, the Statman Brian Fisher.
These kids today.
Jingle All the Way is in fact the best Christmas movie of all time.
I need to get Grandma a present, and my herpes is flaring up. I got it.
Mm-hmm.
Yo. I'm the millennial
We're
Santa.
three friends representing three different generations. That's our whole shtick. That's our thing.
Mm-hmm.
Nick got the whole poop.
Mm-hmm.
I'm standing in the sea
Awesome.
breeze, holding a turd, just mightily. I'm just going hitting hats.
Anyway, on a lighter note,
Welcome to the podcast. Welcome to the vodcast. Welcome to the broadcast. Boys and girls, welcome to the show. This is Convincing Idiots. My name's Dean, the Lonely Zennial.
Brian Gen X.
And that must be crickets, which means Nikolai is unable to make it with us yet again. We were supposed to have Joey on, but Joey actually is doing foot stuff to Nick. And I think vice versa. They're going back and forth. So maybe next week. We'll see.
Yeah, they met on, it was weird. It was a weird coincidence. They met on feetpicsmatch.com or something like that. Some app or something like that where...
I mean, offline, can you give me that, that address, that web address?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, good. Good.
It's like a Tinder for feet. You're just looking at feet, and you're swiping, left or right or something like that, and you match a foot.
It's kind of like the Rocky Horror Picture Show song. Hop to the left, hop to the right.
Yeah.
Instead of swiping. Okay.
Sure.
All right.
I kind of like that idea. Actually,
I think we got $1 million idea right there.
We should have said that out loud. Daggone it.
Yeah.
Well, it's patent pending, copyright approvals in order and all that type of deal. So yeah.
I like that we say it that we have no fucking control over editing. So, brother, how have you been?
Well, before we tell you how you've been, I have to do Nick's job again.
Okay.
That's all right.
Sorry.
So
my bad. Go ahead.
That's all right. So we are a pop culture podcast. We talk pop and nerd culture every week with three friends from three different generations. Just whatever the heck we want to talk about. You might be listening to us wherever you listen to podcasts. We can be found on all major podcast platforms. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Overcast, iHeartRadio, etc. So wherever you listen to podcasts, you can find the Convincing Idiots podcast. Just simply give us find us, give us a free follow or free subscribe. And as we publish new episodes every week, we'll pop into your podcast library free of charge. You might be watching us on our YouTube channel at Convincing Idiots on YouTube. Or on the Boss Code Media TV network. You can find them on your smart TV or portable device. Download the Boss Code Media network, subscribe, and we're on there with other creative content providers. All show information can be found at two main places. Our Linktree page is simply Google Linktree Convincing Idiots. It's simply a page of links with to our social media, etc. And our website, if you go to one place, just go there, convincingidiots.wordpress.com. All show information's there. Links to current episodes, videos, bios. Our merch store is there. Ways to sponsor the show. If you wish to throw a couple bucks our way, we appreciate that. If you do anything at all, rate, review, tell a friend, follow, subscribe. All the stuff is free. Helps us grow a little bit. And we greatly appreciate your support. Go ahead, Dean.
We really need, you guys to start sending us money. Christmas is coming up. I've been looking on all the catalogs, and I've really got my eye on this penis reduction surgery.
Mm.
You just don't know that the burden. Never mind it. Well, maybe that would save that for our Christmas episode. I don't know.
Yeah, that's a nice warm holiday wish we could talk about later. Absolutely.
I have mistletoe right here for you. So, Brian, how have you been? What's going on?
Doing well, brother. We let's see. Last weekend, we celebrated my beautiful daughter's birthday. 23 years of age. Time just continues to fly.
You don't look like you could have a 23-year-old.
Well, I appreciate that. So
get out of town.
It's crazy. And you'll see someday as the kids grow up, but just a young woman you're hanging out with now. So, but she's very happy.
I give it like 3 years, and I'm going to look like I could have a 40-year-old child. Happening very quickly.
I'll give a shout out to locally here. So we're in Northeast Ohio, as you know, if you listen to us at all. Philia Winery, Filia.
Philia.
Yeah, in Wadsworth, Ohio. Nice place. First time there. Went there on Saturday. The weather was absolutely perfect. Very good wine. Nice, relaxing atmosphere. It's a cool place. So if you're in the Northeast Ohio area and looking to check out a different winery, go check them out. You can find them on Facebook, etc. Just a great afternoon, just chilling, relaxing. It was great. Friday went to watch Allie's daughter march in marching band for her senior year. That was fun as well. And Sunday just kind of did my thing, relaxed, chilled out. I don't think anything else went on Sunday. No, I don't think so. Then it's back to work this week. This weekend coming up, so we're shooting this on Thursday, the 21st. Allie and I will be celebrating our 5-year anniversary date from our first date. So she has hung in there with me all this time, poor thing.
Oh.
So we're going to go to a nice dinner.
To dupe somebody, Brian.
It is. Mm-hmm. Yeah, duping the job, duping Allie. I mean, it's
That's
tough.
right.
Peyton for 20 several years, you guys.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Oh, you ain't full. No.
A lot of hard work, So that'll be nice on Saturday. Looking forward to that. So that's it. How are you, sir? What's new with you?
Oh, I'm all right. I'm trying to deal with these allergies. I don't know if you can tell by my voice. It's in my head. It's in my throat. It's in my ears. It's just a mess. But it happens every fall, so you get used to it. You just kind of play along with the deal, right?
Mm-hmm.
No, this past weekend, I don't know. I told you. Actually, I think I may have sent you a text. Well, no, we were going to try to get together Saturday or Friday, right? And I ended up going out to our buddy Jeff's house. He got a hot tub.
Yes.
Man,
this is
ain't nothing like it. Yeah, ain't nothing like a crisp fall evening on the back deck on a hot tub, having some beers, had a couple cigars.
Nice.
It was a good time. But the problem was, get this. So at the end of the night, he got these because in the state of Ohio, the marijuana is illegal, but you could do what they call TH9 or whatever. It's like fucking weed light. You know what I mean? It's got like no THC or something like that. I don't know. But you can get them at like head shops or whatever. And he doesn't really smoke anything at all anyways. And he went to the shop and the guy said, "Do you smoke?" He said, "No." He goes, "Well, here, I'm going to give you the little gummy. Make sure you cut it in 4s because it should be, that should do you just fine." So we're talking about it, and I'm like, "Well, I have been known to partake in some jazz cabbage occasionally, right? So a quarter. What's it's not real weed. How bad could it be, right?"
Oh boy.
I did a whole one.
Oh. Okay.
And then after a few more beers, I did his whole one. And I didn't think anything of it. I remember going to bed. I was fine. I didn't feel shit. But I woke up in the middle of the night laying on his couch. And I guess I had a dream, that him and I had like done something where I ran over to the neighbor's house and went to sleep on their couch because I kept waking up in the middle of the night every like hour and looking around, and I didn't recognize his house. I thought I was in somebody else's house, and if I stood up, the alarm was going to go off, and somebody was going to come out and either tackle me or shoot me, and I just couldn't. Like I'd set up enough, and then I'd jump back down again, and just kind of like, okay, if I fall asleep again, maybe in the morning they'll be a bit less sympathetic and not hurt me as much. I did that like for the whole night. Like every hour kept waking up thinking that I was in some stranger's house. Yeah, that was a long night.
Yeah, so it definitely had some effect, I guess.
Yeah, I didn't have, I had like what, 4 beers, right? But they were 16 ounces. They were the ones left over from the beer tasting party. So some of them were higher octane, but I didn't have enough to do that shit to me. Jesus. I don't know what the fuck was going on. So that was fun.
Sure.
Yeah. Other than that, just working, watching the boy play baseball.
When's the season over?
It's fall ball, so I think he's got like 2 weeks left.
Okay.
It ends just before his birthday, so.
Okay.
So that's about all with me there.
Okay. Very good. Well, we normally get into, Dean, some idiot reviews, or we talk about just, new shows or any shows or movies or anything that we're watching, or just really anything at all. It could be music or anything of the kind that we want to recommend to our audience. I think we both talked off camera that we're not really watching anything new. We're both watching Ahsoka and some different shows. I
started Only Murders in the Building. That's, like you said, if you're a fan, it's really good. I'm only a couple episodes in, so. I
just love Steve Martin and Martin Short together. These guys are so good together. Did you hear about that? Well.
Did you hear about that online argument? Like, some article, like an actual paper, wrote an article that stating that Martin Short wasn't funny, and then just the backlash to that guy. He was swarmed with it, from celebrities to regular people, just going, "You've got to be fucking kidding me! He's one of the funniest people that's ever been." You know what I mean? Like, he's on that top echelon of comedians and comedic actors.
Yeah. I'm with you.
Oh yeah,
and we had an episode. Gosh, I don't remember when it was, Dean, but you and I both got into. I think it was probably one we did together, just you and I. Feels like.
Yeah.
And we got into Martin Short celebration, and we went on like a tangent, just celebrating the humor of Martin Short. So it's out there in a prior episode. So
search around in the archives, look for it, you'll find it.
Okay. All right.
I was telling the audience, not you.
Yeah, no,
you
were
there.
Yeah. Conan O'Brien, by the way, he has a newer podcast. Conan O'Brien Needs a Friend. I don't know if you are familiar with this podcast.
I've been listening to it since episode 1.
Okay, well there you go. So if then already know, but if you are a fan of Steve Martin and Martin Short, that was a fairly recent episode. Yeah, it was very good. So it's
Listen
a
to
good
the
way
Paul
to jump
McCartney
in.
one. That was really good too.
I will do that.
Yeah.
I like him by the way in that format. Conan O'Brien, good
Absolutely.
stuff.
You
Yeah.
get a little dirtier, a little more blue.
Yeah, good stuff. All right. Well, and as we said, we'll talk about Ahsoka in a couple of weeks or so, Dean, when the season wraps up, and that give
When we
people
can
has time to.
spoil free and
Yes.
let loose.
Absolutely.
Because
All
boy,
right.
do I want to talk about it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I can't think of it. You know what? I did watch. This is new to me. So this past weekend, this is what I did. This is what I did Saturday night. So you weren't available. I got home from the winery. I wasn't ready to wind down just yet. So I set up the projector out back.
Yeah,
and
I
did
was
another
quite recovering.
late summer, backyard movie. And last episode, we talked about our favorite alien-themed movies and shows with our friend astrophysicist Tim. So if you have not listened to that episode yet, go check that out. We had some very good alien-themed banter and UFO-themed banter throughout the whole episode. But on Tim's list was the Invasion of the Body Snatchers from the 1978 version with Donald Sutherland and all that.
Donald Sutherland.
Yeah, I watched it for the first time. It was a movie I'd never gotten around to watching. And
what'd you think?
Terrific.
Okay.
It was a very good thriller. So if you've not seen that version of it, I thought it was great. Again, very simple concept. Somehow these these virus-like plant-based sort of aliens make their way to Earth in rain. They get into our atmosphere, it looks like. There's very little explanation, which is perfectly fine. You don't need a whole lot of explanation. Nope. They got here. They these various pods of flowers sprung up on various plants, and that's how people started to find them. They got the flower, they took it home, and the plants overtake people, makes a copy of you, and then your original self dies, and then the copy of you is out there, so they're trying to overtake the entire planet, make copies of everybody. So just a very good thriller and a science fiction movie. So if you never saw it for some reason, go check that out.
Okay.
Again, yeah. So highly recommend it.
I've never seen I've seen bits and pieces of it. I've never seen the whole thing. So
yeah. So there you go. That is something that was new to me. Anything else to mention at all?
Nope. I think, like I said, waiting for Ahsoka to go spoiler free and just talk the shit out of that one.
All right. Very good. Okay. Well, we're going to take a quick break, and might be us that come back, or could be a copy of us that comes back. We're not real sure. But two people that look like us, unfortunately, for the viewers out there, are going to return. After the break, we're going to get into some pop culture headlines, our Ask an Idiot segment, and then go from there for our main topic, which we'll tell you about also after the break.
Can you imagine being the alien and then you have to pick, you get us as what you have to look like? That sucks.
Yeah, you might go back. You might go back to your home world.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll find out in just a moment. Welcome back to Convincing Idiots, segment 2. Another two-man show tonight. But Nick is again doing his feet thing, whatever he's doing.
And Joey
Nick's feet.
Doing foot stuff to each other.
Yeah, that's okay. That's all right. We're not judging anybody.
No, not at all. Kind of jealous,
Yeah, absolutely. Probably having more fun.
Yeah.
Well, we are living the dream.
And it's just you and I here, and your legs aren't that long.
That's right.
Mm-mm.
That's right. We are living the dream, Dean, and as is this other author. So, a headline I caught here, I thought this was pretty cool here. Reporter and writer David Betancourt. He is an Afro-Latino gentleman, and he has written some various opinion pieces and all that about superheroes, etc. And he's just had an opportunity to write a new Avengers book to tell the story of how the Avengers were originally assembled. So I just thought it was pretty cool. Caught my eye. Here's a guy, just a big fan. He's not a comic book writer or anything like
Okay.
that.
But he's
He's
a
just
writer in
He's
general.
a writer as a
Okay.
profession. That's right. And he was afforded the opportunity to write this book. So that's it. I don't know if you probably not have heard of him. I just thought it was interesting.
Not
Yes.
good for him. I mean,
Yeah.
I liked it, the idea, because I've read a couple different books where kind of like adaptations of of different properties I enjoy, and you can tell the ones where the writers are writing that don't know or enjoy the property as a fan. You
Right.
definitely can tell the difference. And so, yeah, I think if you're going to do that, if you're going to do not fan fiction, that's but in universe books, kind of out of canon or whatnot, or however you want to put it, I think they should be fans.
Yeah, we've talked about some of our favorite content out there, whether it be Star Wars movies and shows, some of these Marvel shows, etc.
Yeah.
Clearly a lot of these are, like you say, they're fans of the material, right?
Yeah.
So the name escapes me right now. The guy that directed Iron Man, the first Iron Man, did the Star Wars stuff as well.
Oh, Jon Favreau.
Jon Favreau.
Yeah.
Clearly he's a fan of the property.
Absolutely. You could tell.
Does it right, does it with passion.
Yep.
That's it. So whether it be movies, shows, whatever, like you say, if it's a true fan of the material, give them an opportunity. You're probably going to have something well done. And I haven't read this book. I haven't sought it out just yet, but I'm sure it's a fine piece of work.
Yeah, like
good for him.
It wouldn't be the same if I wasn't such a big fan. My unpublished Gothic novel of Alf would really hit differently if I wasn't such a fan.
Right. Exactly. Okay. And it's kind of cool as well. I mean, just he's an Afro-Latino gentleman.
I've come to learn. I've really come to learn, and I know I can sense when you're gonna fucking edit in crickets. You son of a bitch! I can feel it in my bones, or I just know when I tell a shitty joke.
That was not purposeful. I was actually looking at my notes here while you were finishing the joke. It was bad timing on my part to.
Oh, did you hear about a bear walks into a bar, says bartender, "Hey bartender, can I get a rum and Coke?" The bartender goes, "What's with the pause?" He goes, "I was born with them."
That's good.
Yeah,
that's
a fun dad joke.
Yeah, you've redeemed yourself.
Thank you.
You've redeemed yourself. Yes, absolutely.
I agree with those stupid kids clapping to that one.
All right, I'll move on from this story. It's just extra cool as well. The guy happens to be an Afro-Latino and motivates other people culturally, etc. And Miles Morales was somebody in the comic books that helped spark his fandom. Additionally, because it was someone like him, someone that looked like him in the comics as a superhero. Very cool. And here he is writing.
That's why I write about Alf.
That's right. Resemble.
Exactly.
That's right. Similar background and so forth. Absolutely.
And we both love to eat cats.
In some respects, that's right.
That's you know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about.
That's right. One lighter story, Dean. I thought this was kind of cool here. So celebrities
right here
are. What is that exactly?
A lighter. Oh,
Okay.
never
Oh, a
mind. I got
lighter story.
confused.
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Sorry. Not an actual lighter. Yeah, very good.
That was a visual dad joke right
Yes, that's right. Rim shot on the video.
there. You're offering.
So celebrities on eBay are auctioning off kind of unusual things to help strike hit workers like writers, etc.
Okay.
I thought this was kind of cool. Actually, you can look this up and see some of the things that are out there. So it's just very interesting and unusual things, such as Adam Scott will walk your dog. You bid on that. The cast of Bob's Burgers will write and sing you a song. A lot of these I noticed are through
Are these real?
These are real.
Because I did see memes of people offering stuff like celebrities doing mundane stuff with you.
Now, some are jokes, but a lot of them are real.
Okay.
Right? So, like Sarah Silverman, I noticed is doing one. She'll do 20 questions with you on Zoom. So like another actor will do like sit in silence. Here it is, Nathan Fielder. He'll sit in absolute silence for 1 hour with him, I guess, on video conferencing or something like that. So I just think this is kind of cool and interesting here.
I think it's fun.
It's the celebrities basically donating their time in some respects to help support writers who are on strike and obviously not making an income. All kinds of these out there. So look up some of these here.
If I were famous, right?
Go ahead. What would you donate? So we're the convincing idiots. We're auctioning off something here.
And somebody wouldn't want to pay money.
Right. What are we going to auction?
I would auction off 1 hour in the summertime, because I experienced this today, because I have behind me and in front of me, I have kids that just yell and scream. So I would auction off an hour that you get to come to my house and yell at random children to shut up.
Ooh.
And to stop yelling and making noise.
It's good.
Yeah. That's what I'm offering.
That's a nice stress reliever.
It is.
Yeah.
Then you question the parents on their parenting skills. Like, why would you let your stupid child keep yelling, you half-wit dolt?
Yeah. That's good. Without some aggression.
I wish it helped. But it actually, I don't actually yell it. But if you pay the money, you can come over and we'll both do it.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
I think what I'll do, Dean, I'm going to offer up, and maybe we'll just do it. We'll offer it right now. If somebody wishes to contact us on our social media or website, and just make some donations, which you can do anyways freely right now. You can donate 50 cents if you want to. Well, it's minimum $1, I think. We'll see. So Dean will allow that right now.
Yeah.
I will come to your home for I don't know, say 7 straight days, and I will trim my beard in your bathroom, your sink of choice or container of choice. Yeah.
Wow.
That's it.
Some people have to pay good money to collect the Brian beard.
That's right.
I like that.
Right. That's right.
I might donate.
Yeah, I think there's some actually in a bottle somewhere behind you.
It's right up there on the shelf there. It's right.
And you talked me into shaving my beard like a year or so ago for, was it Movember mustache? November, right? So,
fuck this beard. This beer is awful. Jesus, some sort of nitro milk stout shit. God.
Yeah, the nitro beers I'm not quite as keen on. More flat.
I don't.
Me.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I don't need flat, milky beer.
Yeah.
We need to hurry up this segment so I can get a new one.
And we'll offer Nick with something with his feet. We'll figure that out.
Well, yeah. Well, of course.
Yeah. Do anything with Nick's foot, or
or he does foot stuff to you.
Yeah.
Your choice.
I'm sure Nick won't mind. If he has any objections, he could chime in here or something like that. But anything to Nick's left foot.
Nope. I didn't hear anything.
Okay.
So
yeah,
he's in.
Anything to Nick's left foot for 48 minutes straight.
Right.
That's fine.
You got to pay a little extra for the right foot.
Yes.
For that domino.
That's right. Yeah. Okay. So good job, celebrities. You can check that out again. You can look up celebrity eBay auction or something like that and find a lot of fun things out there, whether it be on social media or find them straight on eBay and look to see what is all out there. I thought the story was kind of interesting, Dean. This is not we're not a political show. We don't really get into politics too much here, but I thought this was kind of interesting. Country singer Maren Morris has announced that she is quitting country music, essentially because she's saying that country music is becoming too political. Too in so many words here, too right winged, and just she doesn't like the politics coming into country music. Obviously, it's not every artist at all. It's a very broad statement there, but she feels
It is a very broad statement.
In general.
Well, Garth Brooks, they were threatening to boycott his shit because he had a couple left wing or leaning left ideas about society, and
right.
and they got up all in arms, tried to fucking Bud Light his ass.
Yeah. And we had it's a few years ago, Dean, I think it was the Dixie Chicks said something about President Bush at the time that caused quite an uproar. A lot of people boycotted them, and they changed their name to just the Chicks now or something like that. So there's a whole thing here. So I don't know. So I what do you think about if now she's actually getting out of the country music business? I mean, she has won.
Now is she going into other music?
Yes. So she's a Grammy Award winning country singer, and she's going to change her style to more of a pop or something like that, and not consider herself a country.
Full on gangsta rap.
That could be.
I don't know if that's true or not, but I'd like to hear it.
Yes, very well could be. So, on one hand, you admire somebody for standing their, standing their ground, I guess. Yeah. On the other side, it's okay. I mean, are you just is this just another quote unquote woke young person who's taking things too far and, and this and that, and really could be potentially jeopardizing her career for a few country artists? Go ahead. What do you think?
It's calculated, Brad. Yeah, on her part. First of all, your audience. You know the generalization of the audience, right? And with that, how they're going to react. If you wanted to just switch up music and stop doing country music, you could just have done it. You didn't have to make the statement,
right?
Because the backlash, but also, or you're calculating and counting on that left-leaning people will come to your aid, and by aid, meaning your music.
Okay.
I'm not questioning her values. I'm not questioning her legitimacy of the ideal, right? I believe she feels that way. But she didn't have to make the statement if she knew what she was doing. She knew, there's no bad press, right? So, again, like you said, good for her for standing up for her convictions, but you know what you're getting yourself into.
Oh, yeah.
I say let them crash. I'll keep doing it. I don't give a shit.
That's all right.
I love that line.
It keeps it works. It works in many situations. That's right. Airplane strikes again. I'm with you. I mean, she could have easily changed it up, and I had a big announcement about it. We'll see how the record sales are. It would not surprise me if the record sales slip a little bit. Then someday there's a redeeming. I'm going to come back to country, and then we'll see how the audience reacts to her at that point. If that's what happens here, so. I don't know, but like you say, not questioning her values. I do believe that
I'm not a country fan either, so.
Yeah, I guess she won a Grammy, so she's at least that popular, So
good for her.
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know what I would necessarily. I mean, you have it's a handful of artists that are we had the one guy was Jason Aldean or something like that. That was just in a local area. We had this small town. That one happened in a small town or something like that. So that made a lot of social media buzz. I still
don't know what that means. I've seen a lot of memes and a lot of half-written jokes, but I don't 100% understand what it actually means. So
he was kind of speaking out against like protesting and stuff like that. So basically, he was sort of saying that if you try to protest in a small town, there's more of a self-justice, like a governing justice.
So in small towns, you lose rights as an American. Is that what he's saying?
Well, I mean, people kind of took it to where
what's going on.
People sort of took it. I think he was sort of saying that if liberal people and so forth wish to get out on the streets and protest some of the things that they're protesting, some of these big cities, and they react.
That's one of our rights under the Constitution. Why don't?
That's a whole thing. That's a whole discussion topic.
Don't people on the right or country music singers, whatever, aren't they like pro-Constitution, right? Like that's their deal. Like, why would you take one of the parts away?
It is interesting. It is interesting if you go down that path and make that argument to where you could argue that
I don't even know if I'm making an argument. I legitimately have this question. I've never heard the song, so I don't know.
I haven't heard it either. That's just my general understanding of that. That's what it was. Because there's some people that are protesting in some of these big cities and looting. If you try to do it in a small town, then the resident's going to take care of you. That's kind of what it is. And there's also allegedly. Well, see, that's some of the discussion topic there too, right? That's some of the questions. Are you talking about lynching? I guess some of the scenes in the video were from towns where that may have happened. Well, I don't know that was purposeful or not. So, anyways, it created a lot of social media buzz. A lot of streaming services and stuff took down the video. So that, of course, got the right right side riled up, and so now it's just become a thing. And I think so. That's an example.
Some of the images weren't of actual lynchings; they were just
no.
Okay, good.
Allegedly of towns or sections of towns where that may have happened before. I don't know if that was purposeful or not. I don't know the detail. I'm just telling you a high level what I kind of understand from just skimming through various articles online. So I don't have the facts and I don't have the details in front of me. Obviously, we could look it up, but that was sort of my high level understanding there. But that was an example, though. So instead of saying that that I think that's something that turns off an artist like Maren Morris. Like, I don't like to hear any of this stuff. It seems crazy, ridiculous, and it just makes me not want to be a part of that. Well, sure. Well, it is interesting too. You can argue that one of the ultimate protests that's ever existed, quote unquote protests, was the Capitol storming, and I don't know if it was, is that more left or right leaning? I don't know. So anyway,
that's not accurate at all. Okay, you're gonna see. I
know. I never care. We're not trying to go down the rabbit hole of politics and things like that.
I'm just saying, is once you break windows, and I know I'm saying this left and right protests there and here.
That's right.
As soon as you break the law, you've fucked your idea of protest. It's no longer a protest; it is a riot.
That's right.
Or whatever you want to fucking call it. You lose the idea of protest once the first window is broke or whatever is broke or public vandalism happens. I'm not even a fan of like people like marching in streets where like they won't let cars through. You've broken the law. You're done.
That's right.
So left hand, I don't give a shit who you are, what your affiliation is.
Right.
You protest by the law.
That's right.
Protest. I 1,000% support protesting. It is our given right as Americans. But don't fucking break the law doing it.
That's right. Don't break the law. Don't disrupt people trying to live their life normally.
Yep.
And you're exactly right. You're exactly right. All right. Yeah, very complex topic. So we're interested to hear. Yeah.
You need to if you want to hear more on this topic, listen to people
Mhm.
that aren't idiots.
That's true. That's right.
Yeah,
that's right. And maybe you bid enough. We'll come. That's another thing you could do. Dean and I will offer. We'll do a video call, and we'll attempt to debate politics with you. And you can call us, fucking idiots or whatever it is. We don't know what we're
that'd be
talking
so
about,
much fun.
which is probably true anyway.
It would,
Yeah,
I'd do it for free. If you want to do that, let us know. You can come on here. We don't even have to fucking film it.
Sure.
And you can call us idiots, and we can debate politics for free.
Yep.
I like this idea a lot.
That's right. $5, 30 minutes, $8 an hour. And that's Dean and I paying you, by the way.
Right.
So, yeah,
Right.
That's right. That's right. Okay.
$20 to get that, a bag of apples, and a foot job by Nick.
And an apple crisp, perhaps.
And an apple crisp.
If you play your cards right.
That's right.
That's right.
Homemade
how about this?
By me.
Here's what I like. Dean makes an apple crisp. Here's another one we're going to offer right now. Dean will make a homemade apple crisp, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Nick will feed it to you via his foot. Ooh, I like that. That sounds interesting. Nick will put a spoon like in his, in his toes or something like that.
Pick it up like monkey toes and feed it.
Well, it depends on it depends on the donation. You know what I mean?
That's
right.
True. He has incredible dexterity. Trust me.
Don't ask how we know that. Yeah. All right.
If you want to know it, that's 25.
That's right.
I'll show you the video.
That's right. All right. So the next story has nothing at all to do with politics.
No.
Nothing at all to do with anybody being arrested for sexual assault or investigated or anything of the kind. This is a story about probably one of the most wholesome television figures that's been on the air for 30 plus years. And she has just announced that you're going to continue to see her for the next at least couple of years. Vanna White of the great game show Wheel of Fortune. Now, we know that, as we talked previously, Pat Sajak has announced his retirement from Wheel of Fortune. This is his last season coming up. So, next, not this year, but next September will be his final appearance. And then Ryan Seacrest, excuse me, will be taking over as host of Wheel of Fortune. The Dick Clark from Wish, maybe Ryan Seacrest, something like that. If you were Dick Clark on Wish, you might get Ryan Seacrest, perhaps. I like that. I should, we'll make a meme of that or something like that. Anyway, but Vanna White though is going to continue for another couple of years. So she has now signed on. She is 66 years of age. Just signed a 2-year extension. So we are going to continue to see for Ryan Seacrest's first couple of seasons, Vanna White continuing to light up the letters and be his co-host through the 2024-25 and 25-26 television seasons. Mm-hmm. I think it's great. I know that she had made some news not long ago that her contract hadn't been redone or something in some time. Yeah. You can argue that there's not much of a skill to, push a button and flip letters around. It's not about that. It's more of just
it's the personality of who she is.
Exactly.
She is one of the components that you associate with that show. You're not paying her to physically push a button.
That's right.
You're paying her to be on the air. She is a host of some sort.
That's right. If you're a Wheel of Fortune fan, there has been a comfort for many, many years. It's Pat Sajak and Vanna White. It's not one or the other. It's Pat Sajak and Vanna White. They're on the air. It's just it's a comfort, etc. So you can speak about Vanna White here for a minute, but we're going to have a very simple Ask an Idiot question this week, Dean. So, Wheel of Fortune again is...
Actually, yesterday we were flipping through. I wanted to watch the said program after Wheel of Fortune, and I'm not going to mention it because that might be something I answer with in a minute. And I flipped on, and at first I thought Pat Sajak had already retired.
Nope.
So I'm like, why is he there? And then Vanna White, pops on the screen. I'm like, I don't know how old she is, but holy shit, she looks amazing.
Yes. Well, she's 66. I just said 66 years of age.
Well, I didn't know the time. At the time, I'm just thinking, wow. I mean, it's rare. I think we'd actually talked about this. Or we didn't talk about it on air.
Probably not on there.
No, about women of certain ages that you'd still date. Yeah, okay, there you go. And she is definitely on that list. Holy moly!
Sure,
she looks fantastic.
Yeah, it looks fantastic. She's like a lovely woman. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So on that note, so I want to know, Dean. So again, you could mention, well, you talked about Vanna White a little bit more. You can elaborate further if you wish, but just ask an idiot this week. What is, your favorite game show? You could name a couple if you want to. Maybe there's a couple that's sort of tied. I just also want to know too, like, what makes a good game show to you? Why is your favorite compelling? What in general are the elements of a good game show in your opinion? Go right ahead.
All right, I have two on my list. My two favorite game shows. First, like I talked about just a minute ago, the show that comes right on after Wheel of Fortune, which is Jeopardy. And it's fun because I'm not a smart man. I get the majority of them wrong, of the questions wrong, right? But fuck, do I enjoy it? It was one of my favorite video games in my youth.
Mine too.
It is one of my, because even when you get things wrong, you're still learning something. You're learning trivia of some sort, and how much do you retain? That's up to you. But it's always been one of my favorite game shows. So.
So what again? Why? It's just yeah.
I don't think why I enjoy Jeopardy is the same answer as what makes a good game show. I think what makes a good makes a good game show is the idea of that you could see yourself on that stage.
Okay.
You can see yourself playing that game. You can see yourself dropping Plinko chip down, up, and and win the cash and prizes. You know how much Drano is. I could answer that. I could play. Jeopardy is not that. Jeopardy, the majority of people couldn't play along or can't play along, but the ratings are there. They love to watch it. And I think it's probably the same way I do. Is you love to learn, and then occasionally you get that one right, and boy, do you feel like the fucking smartest person in the world. Your chest goes up, your dick gets hard. You're like, "Fuck me, I'm a smart man." But it's not the same as why other game shows are good and successful. I think people see themselves. They see them. It's the American dream. It's the winning the lottery. It's the, an easy $10,000 in cash and prizes. It's getting that free year's worth of tomato soup, right?
Right.
It's all of that. And I'll give you my other one real quick. My other favorite game show. $10,000 Pyramid.
I used to like that show a lot. I know it's still on the air, but with Dick Clark back in the day.
Yep. It's word. It's guessing word. It's
yes.
There's a board game here that I think we have that it's very similar. You have to say the word or say a bunch of different words without saying the word. You have to guess it. And
it's categories.
Yeah. And as a kid, you tried to put your hand up so you couldn't see the word to see if you could to guess it. Yeah, that was fun. I love that game. So, those are my two favorite.
Yeah, those are good ones, man. And there's a lot that I would say are my. I don't watch a lot of game shows these days. I'm again not against it. It's just time. If I'm at my mom's or something like that for holidays or just a visit or something like that, and she's like, "You want to watch the Wheel and that sure, absolutely.
Sure.
The Wheel of Fortune and Jeopardy, two of my favorite games for different reasons. I did love The Price is Right. We talked about Bob Barker at length a couple episodes ago because of again, it's different. You're right. It's different things, about that particular show it's the host element. It's the interaction with the contestants. Like you say, some you can envision yourself there winning a valuable prize or whatever it is. And I think a lot of it for me is just the ones where you can play along.
Sure.
The ones that you play along, like you say, Jeopardy, 98% of the questions every episode. It's like it's amazing what some of these fucking people know. It's just how in the hell do people know some of that information? Which it makes it entertaining too. It's like, how does somebody know some of these trivial things? It's just like, wow, it's amazing the knowledge that some people have. Go ahead.
With Jeopardy, you want to see me look the dumbest I could possibly look. Come over and watch me watch Jeopardy, because I will answer out loud every question incorrectly with confidence.
Sure. Yeah. That's probably most people watching the show. You're playing along, marveling at people that know the information.
What is Portugal?
Right.
No, sorry, it's the Spain is the answer. And I won't sell it. No, I'm going on to the next one, answering it just as competent as it last.
I think Jeopardy is unique in the sense of, I don't think the average person feels dumb for missing it. I think you go into that show knowing, I probably don't know many of these, but when you get one right, it's that charge of satisfaction that I got one right today. I got two right today. And that's all you think about. You don't think about you missed every other one because you weren't supposed to know it to begin with.
Right.
You know what I mean?
See, I went on a run the other night. Actually, there was a category that I can't remember what it is, but it was something, that I knew. And I could not get it out faster than the contestant on TV, right? That's a mainline fucking brilliance, or even recall that fast, right?
Yep.
Like by the time they're saying it, I'm fumbling out the fucking ass backwards answer to it, right? Because my brain just isn't engaged. I know the answer. I just couldn't say it out loud as fast as the two lines coming out, from each end, the lights, signifying that you're about to run out of time. So, yeah.
Yeah, I could be Bill Murray in Groundhog Day watching the same episode of Jeopardy.
Right.
It'd still take me 100 years to get everyone correct, like he was doing on this. You know what I'm saying? Anyway. Yeah, so that's good stuff. The play along is great, and it's the brain stimulation as well. Obviously, some of these game shows are so mindless. So the ones that can stimulate your brain, Wheel of Fortune does that too. Wheel of Fortune, it's different level, but it is a guessing game. It is a puzzle. It is a puzzle you could play along with. And
it's the original fucking Wordle.
It really is. That's right. So. Yeah, there's other ones I've enjoyed over the years. I loved Press Your Luck with the whammies and different things like that. But those were so kind of mindless and luck and everything like that. So give me the brain stimulation ones with a good host, and I'll tune in. I'll tune in for those. So all right. Well, what is your favorite game show out there? We'd definitely love to hear it. Anyone that's off the air that you don't really see anymore, Dean, that you miss, by the way, game show?
Like you, I didn't really watch that many. A lot more when I was a kid, but those are my two favorites as a kid. And I occasionally, if I'm thinking about it and 7:30 rolls around, I'll turn on Jeopardy. But other than that, I don't watch. I'm not into this make a deal, briefcase, horse shit. I don't.
Yeah, those are. Yeah, I'm not as into those in so much either. Like how to, the millionaire one, and I don't know, all that type of stuff. There's the trivia questions, but a lot of them are, I don't know. I'm with you. Not the best. Couple of this, there was one. I think it was Scrabble with Chuck Woolery.
Oh yeah, I remember.
But there was another one too that he did that I can't. I have to look the name up here. I can't
the
think of
Love
another.
Connection. That's
That was entertaining. Yeah, certainly that was.
It's a game show, right?
That was a game show. That was all 80s. But he had a more recent one here too, where it's like different. One word led to the next word.
Oh, dude, I watched it. I was at a bar, right? And they had it on, and that was entertaining as shit.
Yes,
I can't remember the name of it or whatnot, but yeah, that was a cool concept. It was fun to play.
I'm going to look that up right now while we're talking about it here. So it was, let's see, Lingo. That's
Lingo.
what it is.
There it is. Yep, that's
Lingo,
right.
2002 to 2007. That was a good show. That was another one you could sort of play along with. Like I said, just the different words led to one another. Yeah, absolutely. Plus, it was Chuck Woolery. Give me Chuck Woolery hosting. I'll probably watch it.
Sure.
So
he's still alive, right?
You know what? I hope so.
Yeah.
Let's see.
So does he?
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, Chuck Woolery, bless his heart, is 82 years of age. His birthday is March 16th. There you go.
Oh, good. Good for him.
That's right. Worst game show. Quick. What's your worst game show?
I don't know. Running Man.
Oh, dude. If Running Man was an actual game show,
that would be fucking awesome.
Just like in the movie,
yeah,
you would fucking tune in.
Absolutely.
We would tune in every single week. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. It's around the corner.
And we're getting there.
It's just around the corner.
Yeah,
that's right. Running Man on Hulu Plus or something like that. It's coming.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
One of the better ones. I don't know enough to think my worst one, but one of the better ones. Shit. What? My iPad died. I'm trying to think of the name of it. It was. I think. Who can give me insurance for the best coverage? All I know is the answer always ended up every week being Blake Insurance.
Of course.
Because Blake Insurance is an Erie insurance located right here in Barberton, Ohio. They provide auto, home, renters, and business insurance with honesty, decency, and affordability. Erie Insurance, above all else in service, you want to call 234-571-5359 or visit BlakeInsuranceLLC.com for your free 5-minute quote today. And when you do, tell him the idiot sent you, and knowing that he's not going to play games with you.
Excellent. Excellent. Well, Dean, that read was not lame at all. Not lame at all. And we have talked about some of our favorites. We had a prior episode where the three of us talked about our favorite villains of all time, the best movie and TV show villains of all time, our Mount Rushmore of villains, Darth Vader, etc. Just great villains. This week, though, we're going to talk about the opposite. This was another question, random question. You find some good discussion questions on X, formerly known as Twitter, by the way. So people put these interesting questions out there you can comment on, etc. Or sometimes Reddit, you can find some interesting questions, discussion questions out there as well. So that's where we found this one. It is the lamest villains. It has nothing to do with the actor. So you very well could be an actor. I find all my questions
from the neighbor's dog who talks to me.
Sure. That's right. Who do I hurt next? I don't know. Yeah. Is today the day? Not sure.
He's not going to like that you're talking about him, Brian.
I hope not. Yeah. I hope he doesn't hear about it. Yeah, because we're talking about our lamest villains. Again, doesn't have to do with the actor. Maybe that's part of your answer, though, is the actor maybe just did not portray the villain well. Just in general, the character itself, his or herself, is just a lame villain concept in general. That's what we're talking about right after the break. we're going to be right back within 2 and 2.
Can't figure you sometimes. You're supposed to give us what we want, yet you let us get into terrible trouble.
Certainly. How else are you going to learn the difference between what you really want and what you think you want?
Huh? Say that again?
Do me a favor, sleep on it. Bye.
Come back soon.
When it's time. When it's time.
3, 2.
Oh, welcome back. Welcome back. Thank you for coming back for segment 3. This is going to be evil. And probably lame. So accordingly, our final segment of the evening is are we doing a is this Mount Rushmore or just a list?
We could do like start with your Mount Rushmore, then we'll do
Okay.
honorable mentions and all that. So we'll have a complete list at the end of the time. Yeah.
But this is the lamest villains of pop culture, right? So TV, movies. I don't know if there's music villains, but you get the drift.
Mm-hmm.
So, Brian, tell me what makes a good villain first, and then tell me what makes a lame villain.
I think a good villain, and as I know we've said before on our other episode, we'll say it again here, but it's just a compelling figure. There's something interesting about but I think one thing we agree on is that it's a character that you understand his or her point of view. You understand that the villain character does not necessarily see his or herself as a villain.
Sure.
They truly believe they're doing something that makes sense for the good of something, the good of the galaxy, the good of the world, or something like that.
It's what makes me the best villain on this show.
There you go. Or it's the opposite, where a character like the Joker, like a Heath Ledger Joker, it states, I don't stand for anything. I'm just out here trying to create chaos. But you can understand that. That's right. You can understand that and appreciate it from that character's point of view. So maybe that's it. It's you understand the villain character's point of view. You may not agree with it. In some respects, you do. Sometimes there's part of you that may agree. That in itself makes a compelling villain, in my opinion. What about you?
No, you're 100% right. I mean, when asking that, I guess that we had answered in the previous episodes, but that is what makes the greatest villain. That's right. Is they're doing bad, but not in their eyes. They're doing bad, and you can see it, but you kind of get why they're doing it.
Right.
And then, like you said, in some aspect, you agree with them.
Yep.
So, now, what makes a lame villain, though? Like you see all these. We've all been there. We're watching TV or a movie, and you're looking and going, "Okay, come on, is this really the bad guy you're giving us?"
Exactly. It's well. First of all, they don't probably have those qualities. You don't really understand what motivates this villain. It's not told, or it's told in a very lame written way. Some you don't understand it. Like, why is this person angry, and why is this person fighting this other superhero or whatever it is? It makes no sense. The story that they provided us in the movie, there's no reason that this person should be as bad as he or she is, and or just the character itself is kind of lame. Whether it be just the powers or the motivation, like I said,
there you go.
Motivation.
Yep, that's what I was going to say. And sometimes, unfortunately, maybe the actor just isn't putting, or maybe they got the wrong actor for that role. Who knows?
That's right. Or the actor
I never
is
want to blame the
actors. The actors work. Sometimes the actor is a great actor, just trying to work within a script that's just
the
like
parameters of dog shit they're given.
Yeah. You put this great actor in this weird, and the actor, in some respects, you could tell is acting his or her ass off, trying to make something compelling out of this. It's just not working. Sometimes to play off the other actor, the quote unquote
Sure. And you have
hero,
your good
it's
moments.
not there. Yeah. So it's just different. There's a whole different feel to it. So, that's the list we're going to talk about. Is just the lamest villains we could think of in TV or movies. Go ahead and start. Do you want to give me one of your idiot Mount Rushmore here, sir?
All right, number 1 on my list. It doesn't get any lamer, any dumber than this villain. Hello, Dum Dum. I'm going the Great Gazoo from the Flintstones.
Gosh,
come on! I kicked this shit off right.
I would never have thought of that in 100 years.
That little bastard was mischievous. He always was trying to fuck up with Barney. And first of all, you get outsmarted by 2 cavemen. What does that tell you of how fucking smart you are? But his redeeming quality, and I think this is a decent way to go about this, Brian. At the end of our of us shitting on whatever character, you if you can tell the one redeeming quality.
That it was Mel Blanc doing the voice.
No, well, that
it wasn't Mel Blanc. It wasn't Mel Blanc. It was Harvey Korman, wasn't it?
Shit, I'd have to look it up. I don't remember.
That's okay.
But
that's okay.
But he does have the greatest entrance line of any villain. Every day. Hello, Dum Dum.
Yes, that is good.
It always tickled me as a kid. It tickles me now, and I want to walk into every room from now on and say, "Hello, Dum Dum."
Yes, that is good.
The Great Gazoo.
What a weird character! What a weird character on the Flintstones, dumb. By the way. That's one of the the Jump the Shark characters for the Flintstones. There,
yep.
Pebbles and Bam Bam grow up, and you put the Great Gazoo in there. It's like we're reaching here a little bit. We're trying to figure this out. Yeah. All
right. What about you, Brian?
That's good.
Who's first on your list?
Wow, that's hard to top.
I know.
Right out of the
gate. I was pretty happy with how I was going to start this.
Okay, I'll start with this one here. So, I'm a James Bond movie fan. Blofeld was one of the original great movie villains in the old Sean Connery Bond movies. The head of Spectre. Various actors played Blofeld in the original 1960s Bond movies, including the great Telly Savalas and other actors. So that's fine. So, the villain itself, I think, in those movies is pretty good. Then you fast forward, and then you had the Daniel Craig Bond series, right?
Yeah.
They reintroduced Blofeld in Spectre, the movie Spectre. Christoph Waltz played Blofeld. Christoph Waltz, great actor. No question.
One of the best actors of our generation. Now, I didn't see this movie, so you're going to have to explain why this is lame here.
Yeah. It's just the way they portray. It was just the way they brought Blofeld back into the rebooted series. Not Christoph. I don't blame Christoph Waltz. Just the way they did it was super confusing and lame. They made him like a adoptive brother of James Bond when they were kids or something like that. It was a whole weird reintroduction.
Isn't that what they did with the gold member or whatever?
I don't maybe
the fucking Jesus
Michael Myers, Austin Powers.
Austin Powers, yes.
Yeah.
That's what they ended up doing at the end, where they ended up being brothers at the end.
Maybe. See, that was even before this.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
You know what? Maybe that's where
stole it from fucking
Spectre,
Austin Powers.
Yeah, maybe they were influenced by Goldmember, Austin Powers. I don't know. It was just not done well. When the classic Blofeld in the '60s movies, he had the bald head. He always had the fucking cat, which actually Michael Myers was based off the combination of the Blofeld character in the Austin Powers movies with a cat and a bald head and the scar, the Donald Pleasance scar, and he was, of course, imitating, the head of Saturday Night Live. It doesn't matter. We're going off on a tangent here. That's it. Blofeld was a great movie villain. They brought him back lame. That's it. Not
Okay.
Christoph Waltz's fault, but it's just not done well in the
Was he bald?
Daniel
Was
Craig.
Christoph Waltz
No.
bald? All right.
Nope.
Well, that's where they first fucked up, right?
Yeah.
Got to be
Yeah.
bald.
What do you
All
got,
right.
Dean?
I'm gonna go. I love the character, the superhero to this character. I love the everything about the franchise, regardless of what a lot of people argue with some of the later ones. I have a fucking tattoo of him right here on my arm.
Mm.
The lamest superhero characters in superhero movies is Nuclear Man from Superman 4.
Oh, Jesus.
One of his superpowers was he got coke nails. Do you remember that? When he went to fight Superman and he goes, and they grew 3 inches longer and he scratched Superman.
Dude, I don't remember
a
that
superpower
at all.
He was you know how you did the whole Wish joke?
Yeah.
He is the Dolph Lundgren if you ordered it off Wish. That was what Nuclear Man from Superman 4 was. Just
Oh, man.
the shits. Awful.
Mm.
That's number 2 for me.
Whoever wrote that movie owes the estate of Christopher Reeve an annual apology.
Yes, absolutely. Every day, every year that it comes, the anniversary coming out, going, sorry, bud.
Yeah.
We got no reason,
Yeah.
Just please accept our apologies.
We would like a live broadcast from wherever his grave is, and whoever just has to go to his grave and continue to apologize for Christopher Reeve.
Absolutely.
To Christopher Reeve. Absolutely. Yep. I was so upset I knocked my tripod almost over. God. Poor Christopher Reeve.
I hear that's what they called you in high school.
Nuclear Man?
No, tripod.
Oh, that's right. That's right. That's right. Now it's like crutches or something like that. I don't know. I don't even know what that means. But okay, I'm going to give you. Let's see. From the Amazing Spider-Man 2. Now this was the Andrew Garfield. These movies just make me angry in many ways. Again, not Andrew Garfield. Love him as Spider-Man. The writing, I thought, I complained about that on the podcast before. I'm going to complain again. Just terrible, horrible. Made no sense. Thank goodness Sony had enough brains to allow Marvel to redo Spider-Man correctly. The storyline, that is,
Correct.
But Jamie Foxx as Electro in Amazing Spider-Man 2, it's like, I just never understood. The look was weird. And in the movie, I don't really even, it's hard to even remember why is he so angry at Spider-Man to begin? There was really, this is one.
You're right. I don't remember.
They never really explained well at all why a normal dude is a normal dude.
Yeah.
Accident happens. He gets the powers. I don't remember exactly why is he all of a sudden compelled to kill Spider-Man. It made no sense. They did a terrible backstory. Jamie Foxx, great actor,
absolutely,
and I like the Electro version in the No Way Home when they brought him back.
Yeah,
great, right? It just the way they did it, bad, ridiculous, poor backstory, no motivation that made any sense to try to kill Spider-Man. That's it. I don't think to this day. I went to the movie twice in the theater.
Didn't get it.
Took little Peyton, and I have it on Blu-ray. I have not made it through that movie without falling asleep. Twice in the theater.
You and
because
everybody else.
Lose interest. I lose interest because it makes no sense.
Yep.
There you go.
There's it's one of those on our lists here where you can easily complain about the whole movie, not just
that's right
the character.
That's right.
At least because the Great Gazoo, the Flintstones, Barney and Fred are awesome.
Right.
James Bond is awesome. But that whole movie just shit the bed.
Terrible.
Yeah. All right, so I'm going to go a little bit away from movies, right?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And I'm going to go back to television. I'm going to go back to the reminiscence of Saturday morning television.
Ooh.
If you can't beat a 3-apple high blue turd, you are a horrible, horrible wizard, Gargamel. Horrible, horrible wizard.
Mm-hmm.
Gargamel from the Smurfs. I question why he wore a nightgown all the time. I question how mean he was to his cat.
Yeah.
Like, I get you. First of all, you never explain why you want to stop the Smurfs.
Right.
You never explain your hatred for the Smurfs. If you're just angry, still, why are you so mean to your cat, you asshole?
Yeah.
And your accent did not match the weird English time frame that you're in. Yeah, it just nothing worked. If you can't catch at least one, did he want to eat them? Did he think these tiny little people could be tasty? I don't know.
Yeah.
Gargamel, you're a lame ass.
That's a good one. Mystery. Yeah, at least show us at the beginning of the first episode of the Smurfs. Like maybe Papa Smurf steals his wife or something.
Ooh, he walks in and Papa Smurf's like just fucking his girlfriend,
Yeah.
right? Like right over, like a cauldron.
That makes sense.
Yeah. I want to see that movie.
Sure, absolutely. Yeah. And especially as I resemble Papa Smurf more and more, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
Yeah. You really need to do the whole blue thing for Halloween.
Yeah. That's all I have to. That's all I have. I don't have to dye my beard or nothing. Just do the blue
you're
skin
all set
anymore. Yeah, absolutely. I agree.
Red
it is
pants,
a weird
no
villain.
shirt.
Yeah, sure. There you go. Now we'll see what happens. Yeah, that is a weird one. That's a good one.
Yeah.
All right, I want to give you a Star Wars one, Dean.
Okay.
From the last trilogy, Supreme Leader Snoke.
Okay.
Starts out.
All right. You're gonna have to convince me on this one.
This is just we talked about it a little bit last week. The new ones and all that. I thought the character started out awesome. Yeah, very compelling. Mystery. Who is it going to be? What's happening? Where does he come from? What's his backstory? Very interesting character.
Yes.
And then the franchise allowed.
They wrote him into shit.
Exactly. Kill him off in the second movie.
With no fanfare.
No fanfare.
All right,
still don't know where he's at. What's going on? Couldn't believe it happened. It was an interesting twist. I will give it that. But just you ended the character so abruptly, which is why they had to try to take a different direction in the third one there. So just go ahead. That's it. The character was cool. Just they just killed him off with little, like you say, just made no sense at all. So it makes the character in the sequels so weird and at the end of the day so irrelevant.
Again, it is all of the reasoning of what I said last week on my soapbox for Star Wars. The second one fucked the third one.
Mm-hmm.
The writing of the second for Rian Johnson, because he didn't want to write a Star Wars movie, he ended up fucking the whole series because he thought he knew better, he could do better, and write a movie and just let them put the word Star Wars on it. Mm-hmm. He took a character, the main villain, the main bad guy, and killed him, and everybody walked away and goes, "Nope, brush him under the rug. We're good."
Exactly. Just drop them.
Yeah.
No other mention. Done.
Nope. So Rian Johnson fucked Star Wars so bad, and I'm so glad that at least the rumors I'd heard that his Star Wars movie is not happening. Because after that, again, like I said last week, the movie itself, if it was a standalone movie and you didn't call it Star Wars, visually, conceptually, it would be good.
Mm-hmm.
But because you put your own thing You tried to do your own weird thing in the middle of a franchise. You fucked the other two in front of it and behind it. So
That's right. So there you go. Snoke.
okay,
What else you got, Dean?
you convinced me.
Thank
All
you.
right. I'm going to go. Is it wrong that the majority of my on my list are cartoon characters?
Nope, not wrong at all.
All right, then I'm going to go with when you watch a fumbling, idiotic police officer who doesn't even know how to use his own body correctly and always is hurting himself and others around him and has to have a teenage girl do his dirty work. This is an idiot, ladies and gentlemen. And if you're supposed to be a mastermind named Dr. Claw and you can't defeat him, you're the fucking idiot, not him. He might be a nit. Exactly. Mm-hmm. You might be a nitwit, Inspector Gadget, but Dr. Claw is a lame ass. Wait, you pussy? You don't want to show your face? I wouldn't want to show my face either if I couldn't defeat this buffoon running around creating chaos. And all you had to do is take your actual iron fist and just drive it through his stupid metal head and end it all, but you don't. And again, you're mean to the cat. What the fuck is this? Dr. Claw, you're a son of a bitch. That's what you are. So
good one.
Dr. Claw's next on my list.
Good one. Yeah, you're right. What are some of these villains like mean to their pets? Doesn't make any sense.
I mean, maybe that's what is supposed to make him a worse villain, is when you mean animals? Maybe? Yeah. I don't know.
Also, always made me mad at the Grinch, too. Just, why are you so mean to Max? Don't be mean to Max. He's a good dog. You know? Of course, he redeems him later. Anyway. Yeah, right. Good one. Good one. Okay. Superhero time again.
There we go.
Now, this actor had sort of a resurgence at the time. He was a very popular actor a long time ago, and had a resurgence with Sin City in part, which is a very, very cool. You ever see Sin City, Dean?
I did. Awesome.
Yeah, loved that.
Loved it.
Second one was First one was terrific. The Frank Miller graphic novel So Mickey Rourke was making a return at the time, and he played a villain a lot of people forget about in Iron Man 2, Whiplash.
Oh, I remember.
So Whiplash, the concept is kind of interesting. He sort of had a partial exoskeleton type of thing, and he had like electronic whips or some sort that.
Yeah.
The only thing I can remember of him in the entire movie was I remember Tony Stark was in a drag race, not drag race, but actual a car race, not drag race, but car racing, and he appeared on the track and ruined his car, almost killed him or something like that. I don't remember anything else about him in the entire movie. I'm sure that obviously something happened. He was defeated somehow or another, but just the villain itself was the concept was interesting. But again, the backstory was a little bit confusing, and this never really resonated throughout the entire movie. And they sort of shifted the focus to the weapons guy, and he's actually in the running for weird villains as well. The whole movie is really forgettable in many respects. Like I don't really remember why are all these people angry with Tony Stark. I don't really remember the motivation and everything else.
Tony Stark in that movie was a little off, right?
Right. Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, you walked out of that movie going, I really don't care who won there.
Right.
I'm good. Let everybody kill themselves. Fuck it.
Yeah, of all the Marvel movies, that is one of the least forgettable of all of them.
Absolutely. 100% agree.
Because, in part, of the lame villains.
Lame ass Whiplash.
That's right. All right, Dean, what else you got?
All right. 1, 2, 3, 4. My fifth one. You know what? Fuck it. I'm sticking with cartoons. Seems like got a good theme going here.
Sure.
This gentleman, and I use that term loosely because we're not 100% sure what he is. All I know is he's fumbling, he's bumbling. Yes, I understand you're going against G.I. Joe, the greatest fighting force the world has ever known, but Cobra Commander, come on. You have a fucking snake voice. You, I think, might be part snake. You look badass, but you couldn't wipe your ass with 3 hands, boy. Come on. At least all I'm asking, kill one Joe. That's all. You can't even do it. Can't even do it. You spend years and years getting foiled, and you can't. Have you ever won a battle? No. You know why? Probably because you didn't know. And we all know that knowing is half the battle.
That's a good one. And you're right, from a look perspective, one of the coolest looking villains of all time. And either outfit, like whatever goes in his closet for that day, I'm going to wear the.
Which one were you? Did you like the helmet or the hood?
The helmet.
See, I was partial to the hood.
The hood guy. Yeah. I mean, whatever look you got, if you got 2 outfits in your closet, you got the hood.
Yep.
With it, you get the. You can't really go wrong.
No.
You know what I mean? But either one, you're right. You just can't navigate through one not one victory.
I mean, how is he still a commander? How is he not demoted?
Right.
After at least 4 years of fumbling constantly.
Sure. That's right. Yep.
It's insane.
I don't know. I have a theory he might be helping with tactical for the Ukraine army. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. This is what we read. You know, I don't know. Okay, number 1 is actually this villain here has been in various movies, and if you would say he's a lame villain in earlier movies, it would be a healthy debate for sure. I mean, it was just like, how could you possibly add this villain as a lame villain in earlier movies? It would be probably blasphemy, Dean. However, his last appearance, to me, and this carries off of our conversation here, just was limped into Star Wars history. Emperor Palpatine, bringing him back in the last movie, Rise of Skywalker.
Oh, you're going specific here. Okay.
Specific. Yeah, just him, bringing him back in that last movie. Again, they had to figure something out with the whole ridiculousness of Snoke. I get all that too. But to bring him back, it never made that much sense to me. It was weak, lame. It just, the whole, I don't know. It was just very frustrating to see that. First of all, he was a very powerful, obviously, villain in the earlier movies. The scene where Vader redeemed himself, throwing him down whatever the pit was, or the trench of the Death Star and stuff like that. It was the best way to end that villain. They could have come up with something else to try to navigate. You could have brought Snoke back. You could have a fucking clone of Snoke. I mean, who the fuck? Right. I mean, why not? You know, it made zero sense to try to bring back Palpatine.
Like I said last week, they're trying to make good for the shit that we had to watch previous.
Unnecessary to bring him back. I thought it hurt the villain overall in Star Wars infamy, if you will.
Sure.
Nothing to do with Ian McDermott playing him. He played the role. It's hard to imagine anybody else playing that role, right?
Right.
Just poorly written, not intriguing, weird, lame.
All right.
That's it. That's my 5.
May I say something upon this?
Sure.
And I'm gonna get away from Disney, Star Wars Studios actors. Let's go canon.
Mm-hmm.
Listen to me, Sheev, if you're listening. May I? Sheev, if you're going to electrocute with like giant electrocute a small girl laying on the ground, and she picks up 2 lightsabers and reflects it. All you have to do is stop. As soon as it bounces back and you feel the first shot of lightning hit you, just stop. Hold your hands and go, nope, 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 nope. And then you walk over and take, because you're fully now formed of Sith and everything, pull out your lightsaber and, go forward like you do the rest of them. Mm-hmm. So, you fucked up, Sheev. You know what it did? You know what it did? It made you lame. It made you lame, Sheev. Made you lame.
That's right. That's right. So that's my 5, Dean. I got Snoke, Electro from Amazing Spider-Man 2, Blofeld from Spectre, the Christopher the reboot with, and I see Iron Man 2, Whiplash, and Palpatine from Rise of Skywalker. What do you got, sir? What's your recap, sir?
Recap of my 5. I have the Great Gazoo. Hello, Dum Dum, from the Flintstones. I have Nuclear Man from Spider-Man 4. I have Gargamel and his thirst for Smurfs. And I have Dr. Claw from Inspector Gadget. Get your gadget next time.
Good.
And I have Cobra Commander from G.I. Joe.
Joe!
Cobra!
Very good.
Okay, yeah.
Any honorable mentions,
I'm no
sir?
Nick on the voices here, but that's what I got.
Yeah, that was good. That was good. That was respectable. Any honorable mentions? You want to go back and forth if you want to? What do you got?
Yeah, I got 2 honorable mentions. My first one, I'm gonna go the Mandarin from Iron Man 3.
Okay.
He was mysterious. He was described as dangerous, but what ultimately made him lame is the fact that he was lame. Like, he ended up being a front and an actor.
Right.
Again, the actor himself is brilliant, but the character, if you made him into actor, I get, that you have to introduce the actual Mandarin later in Shang-Chi or whatever, but it just lame. It deflated what could have been a decent character.
Yeah, it was. I understand that it was an interesting idea because the Mandarin in the Iron Man comics was with one of his arch enemies, to set that up the way that it did. But I was kind of thinking that the real Mandarin was going to pop out at some point, but you're right, never did.
Right. Nope. You just stuck with the it being a
that's right,
actor for hire, and you just moved on.
Never got to see Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man fight the Mandarin, the actual Mandarin. What a shame.
Yep.
Yep. That's a good one. I have from one of the worst superhero movies of all time. I think we've mentioned this before, but Wonder Woman 84. Kristen Wiig played Cheetah. Just again, another one. Why
I didn't see
Cheetah?
It. So
don't bother. It's not really.
That's what I've heard.
Other than you want to see the weirdness of the whole movie. The whole weirdness of
it's just strange.
Wonder Woman guy, dead boyfriend possesses a stranger. I think it was Pedro Pascal. Actually, I think it was played in the movie before Mandalorian. And screws Wonder Woman. Sure. Why not? Anyways,
not a bad gig if you can get it right.
Not sure, absolutely not. But that's not. But again, Cheetah. Again, it's another one. Why does she hate Wonder Woman? It's not really clear.
Right.
What's the motivation? Why she had to kill Wonder Woman makes no sense at all. Just weird. Just the whole, her evolving into a more of a cheetah-like creature. Strange, weird writing, bad, no good. So there you go. Cheetah makes my honorable mention.
That's fair.
Yes.
All right. My last honorable mention is Patrick Bateman from American Psycho.
Okay.
I'm not a fan of his, Christian Bale's in general.
Mhm.
He has done some good movies, but his portrayal of Batman has soured me a lot. But that has nothing to do with Patrick Bale, the character itself. And again, I'm getting, it's not Christian Bale. Why I find this lame? I don't understand if maybe I just don't understand the writing of the movie. Like, is he a murderer? Is it real? Is it in his mind?
Mhm.
They're never sure, and maybe that's the concept that I just didn't quite care for or get. Maybe I don't know, but it was a little confusing, and the I get it was supposed to be in the 80s, but it was a little too 80s. You know what I mean? Like they were pushing a little too hard into the 80s. Trying to 80s feel genre type deal. I just thought it was a lame movie, and I thought it was overrated, and I thought he was a lame character. So
Okay, very good. I never saw it.
you might like it. Like everybody loves it. Like I don't know a person besides me who doesn't enjoy it. And again, maybe it is my Christian Bale bias. I don't know. There are some cool scenes, like the writer, or at least the director. Like visually, it is a cool movie. But there's something about the plot or the writing that I just didn't get. So I don't know.
Okay.
Do you have any more last honorable mentions?
Yeah, real fast here. And you may think differently here. I should have to get your opinion here. I thought the Jesse Eisenberg version of Lex Luthor and Batman vs Superman is lame.
No. Mm-mm.
You liked it?
Oh, I did.
It's just lame. I know the backstory of Lex Luthor. I don't know that was really again. If you don't really know the backstory, which if you're an average Superman fan, you probably do.
Sure.
But maybe not. But they didn't really get into, again, why is this guy after Superman? What does he have it out for Superman so much?
Right. I agree with that. I agree that they could. Well, but they also didn't really explain that in with Gene Hackman either.
No.
You know what I mean? None of them has gotten it, but I liked the almost ticky craziness of him. Like I would have liked to have seen where he could have gone with it as an actor.
Okay.
I would like to have been a one-on-one type movie rather than all these plots around him and all this. I understand. I can understand where you're coming from in you thinking he's like, because like, yeah, they didn't give him a lot. My affinity for him is more of the actor of like, I liked where he was going with it. And I would like to have seen where that went if more emphasis was put on him. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe that's where I'm at. But I do understand that he didn't do much. It was offsetting and off-putting in some aspects, but I don't know. I dug it.
Okay. Well, you're right. I mean, that's part of it too, where they didn't really have the opportunity to. Maybe they would have got more into the backstory if that universe would have been allowed to develop a little bit. Again, nothing against Jesse Eisenberg, great actor.
Like I would love to have seen it if you just did a Lex Luthor movie. Nowhere to be seen. No, don't give me a Superman. Don't give me any superheroes.
Yep.
Give me one full movie of Jesse Eisenberg just being a crazy dick. And just have fun. Kind of like the Joker.
How do we get here? Yeah.
Make the Joker-esque movie for Lex Luthor. There you go. That's what you need to do. And then put him into the universe of Superman.
Yeah.
Give us a reason to hate this guy.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. Again, give us his point of view.
Yep.
Again, the character in the comics, that's what made him a great villain in the comics, for sure. You understood his point of view. Why he came to hate Superman. They were good friends as young boys. What happened? They tell that story in the comics. You understand his perspective at Clark's heartbreak of losing his friend, and now he's fighting his friend and this and that. You know what I mean? So you get all that stuff. Just again, like you say, they didn't develop it at all, nor really given a chance to in the movie.
The final season of this podcast, the writers are thinking about doing that to you and I.
That's right.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes, though.
Yep, we'll see. We don't know what happens. We just show up every week and we just read the scripting.
Yep, I say what they put in the teleprompter.
That's it. All we know is we get we go out every Thursday. There's like a manila envelope
right
at our front door. We don't know where it comes from.
Nope. We just read what's on there.
Yep. There's an outline, and we do the best with it. That's it.
Not a lot of people know like that. This isn't really us. I'm actually a small Asian woman in her 50s.
Right.
But this is the character I agreed to play.
Yep. And our fourth season will reveal our true, what we look like and everything. We're thinking about it.
Yeah.
It's just
going to be like a Scooby-Doo thing where we pull off the mask and really I'm Brian.
I'm really the millennial, maybe.
Yeah.
You never know. Yep.
That's when we jump the shark and we're looking for ratings. That's all. That's down the line. Let's worry about that when that comes.
That's right. Well, I'll mention. Well, you mentioned jumping the shark here. So just before I give you my last honorable mention here, one thing that you could use, Dean, to jump an actual shark if you wish.
Well, I'm going to need to know this because I'm planning on it.
Yeah, we know the Fonz normally rode a motorcycle and he jumped the shark, though, on water skis, which really was the demise of Happy Days, and that was really it here. If he would have ridden a bike to jump the shark, I think Happy Days probably still be on the air to this day. Probably would still be the air on this day. And, the motorcycle, they would have evolved it to where it's more of a green environment, supporting and this and that and the other. And they probably
would have used happier days.
Yes, exactly. Happier days, less global warmed days and so forth. You know what I'm saying? Milwaukee would have been much, much more environmentally friendly if the Fonz would jump the shark in an electric bike, on an electric bike, not in, but on an electric bike, provided by our sponsor, RPM Bike Shop, in Carrollton, Ohio. So quality electric bikes at a great price. These things are very awesome. If you'd like to ride bikes on the trail and you want to need some extra boost or whatever it is, check them out. Find them online on Facebook at RPM Bike Shop. You can find them online as well, or give them a call at 330-808-7792. Get your own electric bike. You jump your own shark, but continue to, live your life the way that you want to afterwards. Don't make that don't make jumping your own shark be the turning point of your life in a negative way. Make it a positive thing. You know what I mean?
Damn, man. I tell you, that read was so good. I kind of want to get today's date tattooed on me just in memory, but where would I even go to do such
You
thing?
could do that. Actually, I'm glad you brought that up. You could do that with using our final sponsor, Golden Heart Tattoo, Dean.
There you
get
go.
Today's date tattooed. Get a lame villain tattoo. Get a cool villain tattoo. Get a fucking Gargamel tattoo for all we care.
Literally, I was just about to say Gargamel.
There you go.
Cool. Right.
And Scott will do that for you. Scott Oswald will do that for you, or his partners at Golden Heart Tattoo. Find them on the Facebook at Golden Heart Norton and ORTON if you're in a Northeast Ohio area. Maybe go to Philly Winery. Go back to Golden Heart Tattoo. Make it a whole day.
Right here,
fuck it.
Right here on my chest, where a lot of people get like their dad's name or their mom's name or their dog's name. Right here.
Yep.
Right here. Hello,
Exactly.
Dum Dum.
Great kazoo. That's a great tattoo. Love the idea. Get a great kazoo tattoo if you want to. Yeah, give them a call at 234-706-2982. Find them online at goldenhearttattoos.com. Get your lame villain tattoo. Enjoy, and there you have it. Well, one more honorable mention, Dean.
Okay.
I'm going to give you one more weird James Bond character. Drax from Moonraker, one of the strangest James Bond movies of all time. Again, James Bond in outer space. There you go.
Sure.
There's your premise.
Yeah.
You imagine in a conference room, James Bond, outer space. Hear me out. Let's do some coke. Let's make this. Let's do it. Late 70s, crazy bizarre. The motivation is weird. I want to wipe out the motivation. Literally, Dean, in the entire movie is I'm going to wipe out the entire planet Earth.
Sure.
I'm going to go up with some couples in outer space. We're going to live on a space base for a while.
Of course,
I'm hand selecting them for their genetic,
where they gonna fuck and
exactly, and then we're going to repopulate the Earth with this handful of people that live on my space base. We're going to come down, and that's it. That's my motivation. That's it. It's weird. It's strange. It's a weird villain.
Although I don't disagree with his thinking initially, kind of maybe has a point.
Yeah. Again, you can understand maybe his perspective, but the whole motivation is weird. It's too big. It's weird. So I'm giving you Drax from Moonraker, James Bond. I don't know if you ever saw it, but if you're ever inclined to watch a James Bond movie, that will be one definitely on the make it a two gummy night.
2 gummy. Oh yeah, no, I ain't doing that shit.
Check that out. Check that. Maybe 1.25 gummies.
I'll give you that.
Yeah, that's right. Dean, we have made it. We have made it to the end.
We solved the world's problems.
That's right. Some people may have called us lame villains or lame something else. I don't know.
They're a bunch of booby heads. That's what they are.
I won't tell you how many times Allie has called me lame in the last 5 years. It's really astounding.
Especially since it was only during sex.
Right. So at least 4 times.
And she wasn't calling you lame. She said you came up lame.
That's right.
There's a little difference.
That's right. At least 4 or 5 times in the last 5 years. All right. So. All right, so find us out there. We're listening to podcasts. Listen to us. Watch us on YouTube at Convincing Idiots. Watch us on a Bosco Media TV network. Hang with us. Subscribe, share, follow, all that good stuff. And have we convinced you?
But real quick, I want to implore them real quick. There's something I've been thinking about, and I should have done this in the beginning. But everybody, if you're watching this on YouTube or if you're listening to on whatever podcast network you're listening to, go to the YouTube, like and subscribe. Let's get some YouTube numbers going here. All right.
Yes.
We have everything you're listening to, you can watch this and see this ridiculous headband that I'm fucking wearing and this stupid tank top. We have backgrounds and stuff that you can, it's visual. Like, there is a visual component of this. So please go to our YouTube channel, subscribe, share those YouTube, as much as you share the podcast side, share the YouTube for us. Come on.
That's right, Dean. That's right. Exactly. So, for Zenio Dean, I'm Gen X Brian. Nick's still doing feet stuff. Have we convinced you that the Smurfs are indeed evil and should be stopped at all costs?
Maybe Gargamel was right.
Don't be mean to your cats.
Hey, did you like that video? You know you did, and we know you did. So stop screwing around and go like that video, subscribe to our channel, and join us for some more.
Ham gravy.
To get apples for apple crisp.
Okay.
I love me some apple crisp.
What is apple crisp exactly?
Apple, you're like my 11-year-old. How do you not know what apple crisp? You cut this, slice the apples, and you got the kind of almost a goopy, syrupy cinnamon sugar deal, and then you got the crunchy oats, kind of cooked up oats on top of them. It's a baked dish.
Okay, never had it.
I think you have. I mean, unless it was a new thing they started serving in schools, but I know my mom would make it, but also the schools would have it in the fall.
Okay.
On a little tray, saying on the side there.
Sounds good. I like
It's
apples.
delicious.
Yeah.
It is delicious.